What is it about addiction, and specifically in the Black community? You know, I have this idea that addiction is the it is our downfall.
Absolutely.
And it's not just addiction to illegal drugs. It's the alcohol.
It's alcohol. Yes.
It's the smoking.
It's the smoking. Yeah.
It's the food, the bad food.
That's
right now at this point.
And it's a sickness.
And you know, in other communities, addictions definitely exist.
Exactly.
But it's like we can't. It hits us from every which way.
It sure does.
So having lived your life and having experienced that period of your life where you were involved with that, what's your take on addictions in our community?
Well,
and for people in general, really.
I understand your question. You know, my feeling is that we treat drug addiction and other addictions as a crime, you know, when it's a sickness. You know, we lock people away for many years, and, you know, after that, we don't treat them, and we send them back out on the street with the same issues that they went away with, you know, and I think that's the sad part about our society, and that's the thing that affects us the most. You know, we criminalize a illness, you know, and I think that's one of the downfalls of our community as African Americans.
Now, you saw Billie Holiday growing up as a little boy, and she indeed suffered from a heroin addiction.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things in her biography is where she says the same thing that you say, that it is indeed an illness after a certain
Absolutely.
point. So how did you get out of it? How did you get the help that you needed to overcome it and to sit here today and be able to speak about it, and not only speak about it, also write a book about it?
Well, I was given a really, really good opportunity. I remember I had well, just to take you back to, let's say, like 1973. That was the year that the Rockefeller drug laws came into being, and at that time I was really out every week, you know, going to buy drugs almost every day, buying drugs, and then I was arrested in the latter part of 1973, and I was sentenced under the Rockefeller drug laws. I was sent up to a facility called Ridge Hill Rehab, and I stayed at Ridge Hill for about, oh God, almost a year. And I remember I came home in June, I think it was June 5th of 1975, and I was only home for about maybe 5 weeks, and I was rearrested after being away. And I remember being in the lockup out in Riverhead, Long Island, until I had a court date, which was on August 22nd, 1975. And when I went to court that day, the judge I guess she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and she gave me another chance that day. She basically just let me go.
Oh, okay, so she didn't have you do the time for the crime?
No, she just let me go.
So did she put you in did she mandate that you go into any kind of
Not
program,
at all.
rehab?
No
so
rehab.
It was your luck to have that
lucky.
judge.
Absolutely.
So that was your
Absolutely.
lucky break.
Absolutely.
Did you see it as a lucky break then?
Oh, absolutely. I sure did. I sure did. It was very.
How did you then
fortunate.
take it as a lucky break and not, you know, the stupid judge?
Well, considering
what made you, turn it around?
Because when I looked at it, I said that. Well, just take you back a little bit during the time that I was awaiting that particular court date. I had spent all summer in the local jail, so I just knew that either I was going to have to go to trial for that particular charge, or I'll just cop out or just plea bargain. And you know, when you just get home and you get rearrested, you're going to have to do some time that next go around, and I was prepared for it. And so that day I went to court, I was prepared to go away.
Really?
And she just, as I say.
Describe a day in jail. What was it like?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. Riverhead, and anyone who's familiar with the Suffolk County on the east end of Long Island, the jail system is a tough system out there. It's not a regular lockup. It's more of it's a maximum security type facility. You get to go to a yard maybe once or twice. This is in 1975. I don't know what it's like today,
Right.
but at that time, you know, you spent maybe a couple of hours in a yard, you know, maybe twice a month. And, you know, you showered maybe, you know, every 3 days or something like that. So
I can't even imagine that.
yeah,
Every
and-
3
and
days.
Yeah, so it was just a tough
I
environment.
mean, I could
but-
imagine it. Really, I
yeah,
could, but
yeah.
it would be. So that was just what you got used to as
Yeah, you
by
know,
being
like
in jail.
most people who are incarcerated, you know, you just get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get this lucky break by this judge.
I get a lucky break by the judge.
So what do you do to not to go back to the drugs and to
I made a
that type of lifestyle?
I made a determination that day that I would never have a problem with the law again, and I stuck to that.
Okay. So you went on to manage men's clothing store?
Well, it was a long, well, it was a long road. I remember when that day I got home, and I tell you, my family was in total shock when they saw me. It was like they saw a ghost when I came through the door, because you have to remember, the judge just let me go. It wasn't, you know, well, we're going to release you in 10 days. And
did she give you a lecture? Did
she gave
like,
me yes, she did. She
look
gave
in
me
your
a-
eyes, and what did
yes,
she
did.
say?
She says, I'm giving you one more chance. She says, and to the chagrin of the district attorney, she's adamant about, no, Your Honor. And Judge Ann Mead was her name, and when she hit that gravel, she said, next case. I knew I was out. So
You get this lucky break from a judge,
right,
and you were almost sure you were going to be put away
Absolutely.
for X amount of
yeah,
years. So
absolutely.
you get this break. You could have gone back into the street doing the same old thing that you did.
I could have, yes.
Help others by speaking about how you turned your life around.
Okay.
Because that's real important.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is what I said to myself at that time. I said the same energy that I used that would get me up in the morning to go out and find money to get drugs, find money, you know, to do all these other things, and just find drugs and just pound pavement for drugs. I said I was going to use that same energy to work hard. And, you know, at the time I had a 6-year-old son, and I really didn't want my son to see me go through that life again. So that was motivating. And I just knew that I could do better for myself. And I really didn't want to disappoint Judge Mead, because that was very brave of her to just let someone go like that, you know, under those circumstances. So I knew that that was a gift from God, and I said that I wasn't gonna destroy that gift. So.